Hey everyone, I'm Diane.
And I'm Matt, and we are the Europats. And today we are going to be talking about the single most common, most heartbreaking, and most affordable mistakes that gets a retirement visa application for France denied.
I want you to really picture this for a moment. You have done it. You have sent off your French long stay visitor visa application. It is the final nerve wracking step before your dream of retiring in France finally comes true. You can already taste the croissants from the corner boulangerie in the morning. You can feel the cobblestone streets beneath your feet as you walk to the weekly market. And you can see yourself, glass of wine in hand, watching the sunset from your own little balcony. Finally living La Vie en Rose.
You have spent months, maybe even years planning for this. You've navigated the endless paperwork, the translations, and the appointments. Then, weeks later, an official looking envelope, stiff and formal, lands in your mailbox. Your heart starts pounding. This is it. But when you open it, your world just crumbles. It's a rejection. All that planning, all that saving, all the meticulous, painstaking work you put into that giant stack of papers denied.
It's not funny, y'all.
Your heart just sinks into your stomach. And why, you ask? A financial mistake. It's a surprisingly common error, and one that's actually frustratingly easy to avoid. For countless American retirees, the bureaucratic nightmare comes down to misunderstanding one single critical number, roughly 1,800 euros.
Now we know what you're thinking, but I'm financially secure. I've spent my whole life building a nest egg. You have a healthy 401k, a solid investment portfolio, maybe even a paid off house. You know without a shadow of a doubt that you can support yourself, and you're not wrong. But here's the hard, cold truth that you have to accept: the French consulate doesn't care about your total net worth. They are not interested in the theoretical value of your stocks, the equity in your home, or some vague, well meaning letter from your financial planner.
To put it bluntly, the person reviewing your file is not an investment banker. They are a government employee with just a checklist. Come on, Matt.
Come on, Matt.
Get it right.
Get it right.
Huh? Their job is to mitigate risk for the French state, not to analyze your personal wealth. They are looking for one specific thing, presented in one specific way. It's a box that needs to be ticked. If you get this wrong, if you think you are going to make them do math, it's a near certain rejection. That forces you to start the entire lengthy, expensive, and emotionally drained process all over again.
But here is the good news, and we really want you to hear this. This is probably the easiest mistake to avoid if you know the rules of their game. It's not a difficult rule, just a very specific one. And today we're going to show you exactly what the French government is looking for. We will break down how they define sufficient financial resources and, more importantly, show you precisely how to present your money in a way that helps your visa get that coveted approval stamp on the very first try.
Before we dive deep into that 1,800 euro mistake, it really helps to understand the big picture. A successful long stay visitor visa application stands on what we call the three pillars. It's a framework, and if you get one of these pillars wrong, the whole structure can get wobbly and lead to a denial. But that money pillar is by far the one where most people trip up.
So let's name them because you need to have all three firmly in place. The three pillars are number one, the proof of financial resources. This is our main focus today. It's the foundation that holds everything else up. The French government's primary concern is that you will not be a financial burden on the state. This pillar proves that you can pay your own way.
Number two, proof of compliant health insurance. This is another crucial and often misunderstood requirement. They want to know that if you have a medical issue, you won't become a burden on the French public healthcare system before you're eligible to join it.
And number three, proof of accommodation. This one is straightforward logic. They need to see that you have a place to live when you arrive. They need assurance that you won't be showing up at Charles de Gaulle Airport with your suitcases and nowhere to go.
Think of these as the three legs of a stool. If one is weak or too short or just completely missing, the whole thing topples over and your application gets denied or you get a boo boo. It's that simple. We promise we'll touch on the other two pillars in a bit because they are important. But first, let's tackle the most common reason for rejection, and that is the money, the cash flow.
The moolah, the cheddar.
Show me the money!
So, what is this magic number we keep talking about? The financial requirement for a French long stay visitor visa is tied directly to the French minimum wage, which is known as the SMIC, which stands for Salaire Minimum de Croissance, not to be confused with croissant.
Totally different.
It's not the same, it just looks and sounds the same. People were paid in croissants. See what I did there? Anyway, the government's logic is that if a French citizen can live on this amount, a visitor should be able to as well. As of early 2025, the gross monthly SMIC is right around 1,800 euros. To be precise, it's currently 1,801.80 euros. This figure is the French government's official benchmark for being self-sufficient in their country. They need to see undeniable proof that you have at least this much income per person per month, so they know that you can live in France without needing to work or asking for any kind of social assistance.
And here it is, the big one. The frustratingly common mistake that so many otherwise qualified Americans make. They assume that showing a huge retirement account balance is proof enough. They'll get their latest brokerage statement, the one that shows a balance of, say, $500,000 or $1 million, and they'll send it in thinking, obviously, that's more than enough. Any logical person can see that.
But to the consulate, it's not that obvious. That person reviewing your file has a stack of applications on your desk and only a few minutes to spend on yours. They are not going to do the math for you. They won't speculate about market volatility or try to figure out a safe withdrawal rate from your stock portfolio. They need to see proof of accessible, stable, and predictable money that meets the SMIC threshold. And they need to see it shown in one of two very specific ways. You don't get to invent a third way.
You've got two main options here, two paths to an approval. You just need to pick the one that fits your financial situation best and then follow the instructions for it to the letter.
This is the consulate's absolute favorite method. It is the gold standard. It is the clearest, simplest, and easiest path to approval if you have regular passive income, which makes it absolutely perfect for most retirees. The consulate wants to see what's to see. Words are hard. What's to see? I don't know. Do you know what's to see?
Um,
No.
Their eyes are their eyes, their head is their head, their mind is their mind. I have no idea what they're
I
thinking.
don't know. The consulate wants to see consistent automatic deposits going into your bank account that meet or beat that monthly SMIC number. They love this path because it's predictable. It proves that you have money coming in like clockwork month after month.
So, what counts as stable income? We're talking about things that are automated and legally documented. The top examples are Social Security benefits, pension payouts from a former employer, annuity payments, long term disability income, or even steady rental income from a property you own, as long as you can show a formal long term lease and that the rent is hitting your bank account. And how exactly do you prove it? This is critical. You can't just say you have it. You need to provide the official statements for the last 3 to 6 months. That means you need the official benefit statement from the Social Security Administration. You need a formal letter from your pension provider on their letterhead stating the monthly amount. And you need the bank statements showing those exact deposits with matching amounts landing in your account month after month after month.
Let's run a quick example. The gross monthly SMIC is about 1,800 euros. And let's just say at today's exchange rate, that is roughly, I'm going to emphasize that word, roughly $1,900. If your monthly Social Security check is $1,500 and your spouse's pension is $1,000, your total recurring household income is $2,500. For a single applicant, that's well above the $1,900 threshold. You're in great shape. You just have to provide the official documents proving these income streams and then provide the bank statements where the money lands every month. And what about couples? This is a key detail that can trip people up. The financial requirement is technically per person. So a couple applying together would ideally need to show access to around $3,600 per month. Now, some sources and past experiences suggest that some consulates might be flexible if one partner's income very clearly and generously covers both people. But the absolute safest bet, the one we always recommend, is for each person to show their own qualifying funds or to have a joint account where the combined income is double the individual requirement. Don't make the consulate guess if you'll share your income. Show them that it is for the both of you.
Okay, so what if you don't have a monthly pension? Maybe you're not taking Social Security yet, and you plan to live off your savings and investments. That's perfectly fine. And there's a path for you. This is where path B comes in. If you can't show consistent monthly income, the French government wants to see that you have at least 12 months worth of the SMIC saved up in cash and ready to be spent.
The magic calculation? It's simple arithmetic. You take the monthly SMIC and you multiply it by 12. Using our 1,800 euro figure, that comes out to about 21,600 euros per person for the year. At a typical exchange rate, that is somewhere around $23,000. So for 1 year of your visa, you need to show you have this amount set aside purely for living expenses. How do you prove it? The method is just as important as the amount. You must provide a recent bank statement from a checking or savings account showing this balance. And here is the keyword that defines this entire path: liquidity. The money cannot be tied up in stocks, mutual funds, cryptocurrency, or real estate. It needs to be cash that you could withdraw from an ATM tomorrow to pay your rent and buy your groceries. The consulate needs to see that your day-to-day life is funded, not that you have theoretical wealth locked away in other assets.
And for couples, again, you'll likely need to double it. A couple using this lump sum savings method should aim to show a minimum of 43,200 euros, which is around $46,000, sitting in a joint savings or checking account. And frankly, to be extra safe, Going over the minimum is always a smart move. If the requirement is 43,200 euros, showing 50,000 just gives you a buffer and makes the decision much easier for the agent.
We need to be perfectly crystal clear about this because this is where some of those rejection letters are coming from. Handing in any of the following documents as your primary proof of funds will get you a swift, disappointing rejection. A statement from your 401k or your IRA. To the consulate, that's not cash. It's a volatile asset in a specific tax deferred account with complex withdrawal rules. The only exception is if you have proof of a regular, ongoing distribution plan that shows up as monthly income, which would then just be Path A. A portfolio summary showing your stock and bond holdings. Again, this is theoretical wealth, not living expense money.
The deed to your house in America or a professional property appraisal. The French consulate knows you cannot use your house deed to buy a baguette. It's an illiquid asset and therefore it doesn't count for this purpose. A letter from a financial advisor simply stating that you are financially secure or have a net worth of X million dollars, this is meaningless to them. They are not allowed to take a third party's word for it. They need to see the actual official bank statement for themselves.
Yep.
Proof of a business you plan to start or future projected income. This is an immediate red flag. The visitor visa explicitly in bold letters forbids you from working for a French employer or running a business in France. Showing them a plan to work is a direct violation of the visa's terms.
Okay, take a deep breath.
I'm good.
Now that you've got the money pillar handled and you know which path you're on, you're probably starting to think about all of the other documents on that long checklist. Things like the sworn statement promising not to work, finding proof of your housing, and getting the right type of health insurance.
And you're right to think about them because getting any of those details wrong can sink your application just as fast as a financial mistake. But don't worry, we're going to demystify them right now.
Let's quickly go over the other two pillars, health insurance and accommodation, because they are responsible for their own fair share of visa denials. And a strong application needs to have all three legs of the stool securely in place.
This is another huge, massive stumbling block. You cannot use your American health insurance. You cannot use your Medicare. You cannot use a standard short term travel insurance policy. We hear that people try this all the time. All of them will be rejected, almost certainly.
The reason is simple. None of those are designed to cover a long term resident in the French system. The consulate requires you to buy a very specific type of private health insurance policy that meets three non negotiable criteria. Number one, it must be valid for your entire first year in France. A 3-month or a 6-month policy won't cut it. It has to be for the full 12 months. Number two, it must provide at least 30,000 euros in coverage for medical emergencies and for hospitalization. And number three, it must include coverage for repatriation. This is a big one. It means the policy will pay to transport you back to the United States if you have a severe medical event and need to go home. This protects the French state from that enormous potential cost.
You have to have this policy purchased and the documents in hand before you even apply for the visa. It's a prerequisite. Now, the good news is that after you've been in France for 3 months and have validated your visa, you can begin the process of applying to join the excellent French public healthcare system known as PUMA. But this initial private policy is your non negotiable ticket to get in the door.
And finally, the third pillar. You have to prove to the consulate that you have a place to live. They want to know that you won't be scrambling for a hotel or worse, become homeless when you land. You need to show them a secured address.
You have a few great options to prove this. A formal signed rental agreement, known in French as a bail. for a house or apartment in France. This is a fantastic option if you've already found your long term home. The deed to a property you own in France. If you've already bought your dream home, this is obviously the easiest proof possible.
A formal letter from a friend or a family member who will be hosting you. This is called an attestation d'hébergement. It's a formal document that they get from their local town hall, and they'll need to provide their ID and proof of their own address. It's a generous offer, but it can be a bit of a bureaucratic process for your host.
And for many retirees who aren't ready to commit to a 12-month lease from abroad, this last option is often the best. Book a long term but cancelable stay at an Airbnb, a gîte, or any other type of furnished rental for the first few months of your stay. You then use the reservation confirmation as your proof of accommodations. Just make sure the documents clearly shows your name, the full address, and the dates covering at least the first 3 to 6 months you'll be in France.
So, that 1,800 euro mistake we talked about at the beginning, it isn't just about a number, it's about a mindset. It's about failing to prove you meet that number in the exact rigid, bureaucratic way the French consulate demands. Honestly, navigating this visa process is less about how rich you are and far more about your ability to read and follow instructions to the absolute letter.
So here's your final game plan. Let's make this simple. Number one, choose your path. Right now, decide if you're going to prove your finances with stable monthly income, which is path A, or a lump sum in savings, path B. Know which game you're going to play.
Number two, get your proof. This is your homework. Gather 3 to 6 months of the exact documents needed. This means official pension letters on letterhead, the Social Security benefit statement, and clean, easy to read bank statements. Do not substitute. Get the real thing.
Number three, make it obvious. Assume the person reviewing your file has 60 seconds and he's getting tired. Make their job easy. Get a highlighter and literally mark the reoccurring deposits on your bank statements. Circle the final balance on your savings statement. Write a simple 1 paragraph cover letter that says, "To whom it may concern. As you can see from the attached documents, my reoccurring monthly income is X, which is above the SMIC requirement, or my savings account balance of Y exceeds the annual SMIC requirement." Do not make them hunt for your information. Serve it to them on a silver platter.
Your dream of retiring to France is absolutely 100% within your reach. This visa process is just the first bureaucratic gate you need to get through. By understanding this key financial rule and playing the game by their standards, you are already miles and miles ahead of most applicants. You are well on your way to turning that beautiful dream into your new beautiful reality.
And doing this when you get your passport back.
Heck yeah, we will be.
If this was helpful and you're feeling a little bit more confident now, please give this video a like and hit the subscribe button.
We put out new videos every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time with more tips to make your move to France a resounding success.
We are the Europats, and we're here to help you through the whole process in any way we can.
And if you'd like to support our channel, you can buy us a coffee, check out our Patreon page, or become a channel member for extra perks. We also have some fun Europats merch in our store. Thank you.
You are so very welcome. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon.
Well, she's a spitfire today.
Yes, she is.
Bon chance. And we truly hope to see you in France.
A bientôt.